Watch me now, hear me sing. Broken chains turn to rings. Living proof, living proof. I made it through. Living proof. Look at me, look at you. If I can rise, so can you.
Hey. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Living Proof Podcast. I'm your host, LarryC. And joining me today is a guy that has overcome some serious hurdles in his journey through addiction. From being homeless, sleeping on the streets and alleys, eating out of dumpsters, banging needles into his veins, and just all the garbage that goes with the addiction game. Up to now, where my man who is sober for about 2.5 years, good paying job, enjoys helping others out when they come to him for some direction. He's got a girl he's crazy about, hopefully marry one day soon. This dude has come a long way, and it's my pleasure to have him on my podcast. Josh, thank you, brother, for giving us some of your time and just being willing to share a little bit of your story. Hopefully somebody will hear your words and see a little light from where they are right now in the darkness. So thank you very much, brother. How you doing today?
It's good to be here. I'm doing good. Yeah.
Good to you, brother. And about 2.5 years sober now?
2.5, yeah, just over 2.5 years.
Man, that's incredible. And congrats on that, brother. Salute. That's awesome. And I'll bet life's a lot better these days compared to the old days, huh?
A lot better. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
You don't even know what you got until you don't have it, and then you have it again.
Yeah, right. Yes, sir. Well, speaking of that, let's why don't you go ahead and take us back a little bit? Take us back to the beginning of your addiction. Where it took you, where you're at today with all of it, and the floor is all yours, brother.
All right. Let's see. I had an okay childhood, really. Normal. Somewhat normal. My dad ended up leaving. It was just me, my mom. I'm the oldest of 8 kids, so it's kind of tough. I had to grow up fast, which I'm not complaining. I love my family, always have. I've always been big on family.
Right.
I actually didn't really start getting into anything until later on in life, probably 20s, partying, making friends and making an ass of myself a lot of times. But it wasn't until my sister passed away. She was the second oldest. She was 2 years younger than me.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, it is what it is. It hurt. It put me. I was gone. She was gone, and I was picking up a needle the next day, more or less.
Yep.
And it just got worse. Eventually, it got to where I didn't want my family to see me like that, and so, I decided to leave. I moved out to the streets, and it really picked up from there. I've been in places that I never ever thought I would be.
Right.
And like you said earlier, I was eating out of dumpsters. I mean, sleeping in alleys. Wintertime, I'd dig a hole in a snowbank and try to keep warm for the night. It was not fun. Yeah. And when that addiction grabs hold, it's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, ain't nothing you can do with it then.
I'm 260 right now. When I was in full addiction, I was 100 pounds soaking wet. I mean, you can see my rib. Bad, yeah. And eventually, I I met a girl. Um, she was in active addiction too, and we were together 5 years. Actually engaged too, and
Nice.
it was.
Oh, never
Um,
mind.
but we got pregnant, and for me that was a turning point. I've always wanted to be a dad,
Yep.
and didn't want to be anything like my dad. I was going to be there for my kids. So
Yep.
I I went to rehab, got clean. Um, she didn't. Eventually, she did, but so I figured, well, we're not together, but I'm gonna go for custody because she didn't. At that point, she didn't stop. And she wasn't gonna get the kid. So started jumping through hoops. Doing everything I had to do there. Um, I would tell myself, was it my sister leaving this world put me on that path, and my daughter coming into the world took me off that path. But
Wow.
eventually, um, DNA testing came back and everything, and I am not the father. So
Shit.
that was a blow. Um,
Yeah, that hurt, man. Shit.
but I figured, I already came that far, and I'm doing good. Everything's gotten so much better since I got clean. I mean, and like everyone, I didn't do AA. I tried it, NA, all that. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got in a fight with one of my buddies, um, because we were both getting clean at the time, and he's telling me, you're gonna relapse. You can't do it if you don't go to AA. You have to do classes. You're just fucking it up more. And it just didn't work. And here it is, 2.5 years later, and it just didn't work for me. But
Right.
yeah, so I decided to keep going clean. It's yeah, it's not my daughter, and there's still time,
Right.
and I'm doing good. I'm doing great. So kept going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm living back with my family now. Which, by the way, they've always supported me. It's
Nice.
one things I'm very, very thankful for. They've always been here for me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
It's a good thing,
and
man. Sometimes family just writes you off and they're like, yeah, we're done with this guy. So yeah, that's a
yeah,
blessing.
yeah, and it's especially nice because I have a big family, so to have all that love and support, that definitely helped a lot.
Nice.
And oh yeah, I ended up going to prison too, a while back for something stupid.
Yeah.
But I think that was when I first thought, what, this isn't me. I'm in jail. I never saw that happening. And and then of course you're in jail, so I'm instantly in withdrawals, and I think that was the first turning point where I was like, I got to do something. It's not going to end good for me if I keep going.
Right. Yeah. 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 Something's got to change.
Yeah. So, and I met the girl I'm with now. I met her probably a year ago.
All right.
So, she's yeah, she's been there for me.
Right on. And
Um,
was she also did she also have a problem before
no,
with addiction or
no,
anything? No. Okay.
no,
Cool.
no, not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But
Right on.
yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, she's had struggles, but we all have
yeah.
struggles.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. So, yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna marry this girl, honestly.
Go for it, brother. What do you got? Hey, come on.
So I think, yeah, I think that's pretty much where I am right now.
Right on.
Yeah, and
Right on.
I don't, I don't see it going back down. Like it's only up from here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's yeah, amen to that. Let's hope, man. Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
definitely I can speak for myself. I know I don't want to go back to where I was, because that was shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you never, so you just pretty much just white knuckled power through, just go minute by minute, day by day. All right, right on.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know a few people that are like, oh, I just, the meetings, this and that, they just don't do it for me. And some people, they get mad and they get pissed off and they want to fight and shit. And I'm like, listen, man, what works for one person doesn't work for another, I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's it's crazy, but that's just how it is. So
Yeah. Honestly, when I did go to meetings, the only thing I got out of it was hearing how other people got away with stuff, and their how to better get drugs, and I don't know, that's what I would take out of it every time. Because if not, I don't know, I couldn't. Yeah, it just didn't work.
right. Yeah. Right on. Right on. So you're so like relationships and everything, like you said earlier, with your family, you're good. You know, everybody now, do you
Yeah.
live around, like your family? Y'all are like close together around, or
Yeah, actually, so my grandfather's got this property that he got when he was young. So right now I'm living um with my grandfather in his house. But then like right next door is my uncle's house, then my aunt's house, and my mom's house. It's all like one big property.
okay.
So
All right. Yeah,
yeah, I'm
nice.
around family every day.
Nice. Heck yeah. Uh, how long, like how long was uh were you out there? Like, was it like shitty, the addiction for you?
Um, like how long was I on the streets?
Yeah, like how long, how long was shit out of control? Like,
Oh, 10 years.
wow, okay, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
not
actually for 10 years straight, I didn't have one clean day. It
yeah,
was yeah, yeah,
yeah, man, yeah, I can relate, man. It's yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that sucks.
yeah.
But
No, I
yeah,
mean I've even been yeah, at one point, several points actually. I was I guess you'd say I was a drug dealer. It was a way to keep high and get money without
yeah,
actually doing anything.
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good to it's always good to see somebody, get out of that. Man, I've had a couple. I've had a couple of, like, this is what, fifth. This would be my fifth episode, I believe. But
Yeah,
like, just the people that I've talked to, guests that in the future, the guests that I've had on here, like, just being able to hear some of their stories that are different than mine too, is like, man, I'm telling you, it does something to you. And I don't know if it's just because, I'm sober now, that it can resonate more with me, that I get more of it, and I appreciate like my
yeah,
sobriety and other people's sobriety. Um, it's, it, this addiction and sobriety is such a crazy thing.
mm,
I'm very grateful to have like made it out of mine. I mean, I was out there for a long time. just doing dumb shit, you know, like we do. But, you know, I'm so grateful these days to not be in that shit anymore, dude. It's just, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I tell you, I think the worst part would be waking up. I don't know what your addiction was. Mine was heroin, and
Right.
the worst part of the day is just waking up and needing it. You don't want it. You know, but you need it. Like you're
Right.
physically sick. You don't eat. I'd go days without eating until I could get high. Then I could
Yeah.
eat. I mean, it was when you're in it, it's bad.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's it for real.
And
Yeah,
I think,
man. I like to dabble in my addiction was like I like to dabble in a lot of shit. You know, I like the little smorgasbord of everything, a little sampler
yeah,
platter. But yeah, mine was mainly, you know, and I was decent, you know. But my main thing was I'd go out and I'd start drinking. And then once I started drinking, I'm like, well, yeah, let's go ahead and smoke this joint over here real quick. Next thing you know, I'm over here snorting some rails out the back of the toilet. No shit. Well, I ran out of that. Well, no, man, I got shit to do. Man, I'm fucking hell, I'm all geeked up. Now you go out, then we'd end up going out and getting some damn go out and get some friggin' heroin just to come down off the speed. You know, and it's like you know, next thing you know, you've done, you know, you've been out there drinking and, you know, shit partying for like a day or two. Now you're up on the speed for a day or two. Now you're over here on this shit for a day or two. And it's like, next thing you know, you've gone a week. You know, you go rolling home. You go rolling home, and it's like, you know, it's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, kids. It's like, where have you been? You've been gone a week. I was like, what? I just went out and got a little bag. I've only been gone for a couple hours, you know. And it's like when you're out there on that shit, dude, it's like your mind, you lose track of time, just everything.
Yeah. When I was, I mean, like when I was first drinking and partying more or less, it was like that. I'd do everything under the sun, you know, just looking for a good time. And, you know, I almost pride myself. I used to call myself the drunken designated driver. Because out of all of us, we were all drunk, but I was the one more capable of driving, which, you know, back then it was like, it was cool, but it is not cool now. Now it's like, that was the stupidest thing. But yeah, it's just your what is it? Your perspective changes.
Right.
And same thing in my active addiction, I couldn't, it's like there's a fog.
Yep.
And I couldn't see everything clearly. I thought I did.
Right.
But yeah, now everything's clear.
Yeah, it's crazy, like that fog that you said, dude. I look back on things that I used to do, and you know, it would like I'm like, dude, you're one stupid bastard, man. Like, what? You know, and then like, and it's funny if you tell somebody else your story, and they're like, you know, I'm thinking like this is just normal. This is just normal everyday usage. Everybody does this. And people are like, looking at you like what? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was like, oh, shit, I don't know, man. That's, you know, but yeah, that fog in the mind, man, the fog on the brain. It's like having wet brain. It's you just lose track. You know, your people, your loved ones, anything that matters. It's
Back, like what you were just saying too. Like I remember, I used to do anything for a dare. Pretty much, you dare me to do it, I'm gonna do it. Mostly because it made people laugh, you know. And I was like I don't know. I do dangerous stuff, whatever. And I remember one time I'm riding with my buddy. I'm driving, he's in the passenger seat. We're doing about 35, 40. And I turn over and look at him and I go, do you dare me to jump out? Now I'm driving. He looks at me and laughs. He goes, yeah, sure. Without a thought. I opened the door and I jumped right out. Like he had to jump over, hit the brakes. I got a scar on my finger, and literally the tire, I saw it go an inch from my arm as it was on fire. Oh man! Again, back then it was cool. It was funny, you know, and it was a story. Now it's a story, but I'm not too proud of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Now you're one of those instructional videos. Safety at the
Yeah,
safety meeting. The shit not to do. Don't do what this guy did.
right. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Uh, like when you were out there using, um, like was it was there ever a time when you were like, did you sit there and tell yourself, be like, man, I gotta stop doing this. I need to stop. I need to stop. And it was just,
oh, yeah.
were you aware of that, or you're just like, screw this, man. I don't care. I just,
No, it was well, like I said, when my sister passed, that's when it really started. And
right,
I'd say for the first couple years, I didn't care.
right,
I overdosed a couple times. Woke up in the hospital, you know, after being Narcan, and I pull all the things out of me. I go home and shoot up another bag of heroin.
right,
It was, but yeah, no, there's a few times where I thought, probably after the first 3 or 4 years is when I started thinking, you know, I don't want this life. I don't like it. It's my entire day is just to get another bag.
right,
I'm not going anywhere. Die out here on the streets. I already did a couple times. Like, oh
right.
yeah, there's definitely a few times.
Yeah,
Me and my ex tried a couple times too, but that didn't work because we just pulled each other back. As soon as one of us got clean, you know, the other one pulls her back. Oh, come on, no, I'm not ready yet. And then I get clean, and it'd be the same thing. Just do this with me one more time, so we'll do it next week.
right.
So yeah,
Yeah, we'll put we'll get clean tomorrow. Tomorrow,
yeah,
and then tomorrow never comes. When you're
yeah,
out there messing with that shit, man. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. So what do you what's your like what's your usual your daily your daily or two? What do you got going on? You say you finally got a good paying job here. You enjoying that? Like
Yeah, actually,
job good.
I like my job. I've always been good working. Like, even before my addiction, you know, I was an assistant baker for 8 years.
Nice.
You know, I'm a good hard worker. I'm actually pretty intelligent. Used to be. I think,
Well,
you know, 10 years of drugs kind of dimmed me down a little bit.
it dims you down a little bit, man. But us addicts and alcoholics, man, we're some brilliant we're some brilliant
Oh,
minds, man. We just,
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I've got stories about that too. We will come up with to get high. We'll come up with stuff you'd never think of. Like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't have it, you figure out a way to get it. It's
you
yeah.
know,
And that's like when the gears start going really good, man. You start smelling that smoke up there is when you're out of shit and you need some shit. That's when shit's gonna get serious.
you know,
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's yeah, I can't tell how many times, man, I didn't have anything, and a lot of times, everybody was like, I was like, I always thought it was cool because like to support my addiction and stuff, I didn't have if I didn't have the money, I never went out and I pawned my shit like these people. I see people
yeah,
all that he ain't got nothing because he's out there doing that. He's pawning this and that. I'm like, shit, I ain't got a
yeah,
problem. I'm not pawning my shit. But
right,
instead of be that same old story, if I'm hanging out with some people and I snort all my blow, then now I'm
yeah,
out. And now, next thing you know, this guy goes to get a beer or this and that. And, next thing you know, his shit's gone. Now I'm over there helping him look for it. Like, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. What'd you do with it? I got the shit in my change pocket. I'm over there fucking, yeah. What an
yeah,
asshole. Just what an
yeah,
asshole. It's funny to look back now, and I've actually, I gotta make I got a shitload, man, of amends to make. I'll probably never get through the list, but I mean, they're just people, you know, you just, you know, shit. He doesn't know the story, and I don't even know if he'll ever watch it, but and I'll get to him one day. But we're all over there, you know, we're all over there getting tuned up one night. And this cat was at the house that we knew very well, very close, you know, personal friend. And you know, like I said, we were getting all tuned up one night, and he's like, no, I gotta work tomorrow. I don't want to do too much. So, you know, he quit doing it. He just drank and he smoked a little weed or whatever. And he passed out. Well, he passed out on the couch right next to me. So, you know, he's laying over there all slumped up, and you know, me and the girl are sitting there, you know, we're getting kind of low now. It's like, well, all right, I guess this is the end of it. Now we're all sitting here like this, and now we're out. So, you know, shit gets real serious then. You know, I'm like, well, I could probably spare another $50 and I'm not using, you know, I could probably go that, but, you know, if I want to get a G of this, $50 ain't going to do nothing for me. So, so I just happened to look over, homeboy laying on the couch, and there's his wallet, and there's a little bit of a bill sticking out of that fucking corner, and I see it's got a 5 on it, and it ain't no $5 bill, it's a 50. So I'm like, I said, yo, sure enough, man, what a piece of shit. I reach over there and get that little bucket, slide it out. Next thing you know, I'm down there getting another $100 worth of shit. Hey, thanks, buddy. You know, the alcohol and the drugs, man, will just turn some of the best people in the world into pieces of shit, dude. Cause it did it to me. You know, I'll be the first to admit I lied, stole, cheated. I was a piece of shit husband, father. Just, you know, there was not anything good about me. The best thing about my addiction was my son and my daughter that I had, you know.
Yeah.
You know, those little assholes kind of act like me. So now I'm kind of wondering, I'll get it right, you know, but no, but it is, man. It changes, like, just, you know, good people, and you know, into what they aren't. And that's a major shame.
You know, I tell you, one of the things that even to this day that I'm probably most ashamed of is I've always been kind of like a people person. Like, you know, I can be friends with anybody. You know, I'm nice. Right. People like me. And when I was in my addiction, living on the streets, I used that. I would use that. I'd go grocery store parking lot, you know, and ask people and come up with this big, huge story of, oh, I'm, you know, and my dad's in the hospital, and I need to get a bus to him and all this. And sad part is I was good at it. I was very good at it. I mean, I'd be walking with my girl and my other buddy, and I'd look in the parking lot as we're walking by, and I'd see someone, and I'd turn to my buddy. I'd be like, give me 5 minutes. I'd walk the parking lot, talk to 2 people, come out, have $100. Like, I was good, but you know, just I regret it now, because you know, those people think they're helping out someone get food, and I'm using it on drugs. Like,
right.
But yeah, when you're in your addiction, you change,
right.
or it changes you.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, that it puts that fog on you. It's like you got that blanket over your head, and you're just going around like it's like somebody else has got a hold of you. You just walk around with blinders on. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it's like a fog mixed with tunnel vision.
Yeah. It's like you're in a big hurry to get nowhere, to get the drugs and then get nowhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy as shit. Like I remember this one cat back when, you know, when I first started shooting up speed. This cat was like, man, why do you do that? It's like, you know, you can waste it. You're gonna waste a whole line of, hey, you just put this much in a little needle. I was like, I can save money. Oh, okay. Well, shit. Yeah. And then next thing you know, more they're doing that shit. But like, you know, and what's weird, like, is eventually this cat here, he got to like where he was shooting up so much like his arms, man, were like black, blue, purple, red, and he couldn't even find a friggin' like vein anymore. He's like bleeding and shit all over his friggin' arms,
Yeah.
like just trying to find something. I'm like, I'm looking at
Oh
this
yeah.
cat, like I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Like, but yet still, what's wrong with him? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, load me up, yeah, load mine up on the dime. I was like, thank God. I'm like, I ain't sharing no needle with that freaking guy. He's got blood all over the place. And that's
Right.
super sad. But like even to show what a blanket or what a blinder of fog that you've got on your mind, like if you're sitting in a bathroom for fucking hours or days with somebody and their arms looking like that, and you're not like calling somebody to get help, there's something fucked up with your mind, and that's the drugs and the alcohol, dude. They just they make a monster out of a man. It's
it's funny you say that with the shooting up part and everything. Like I've been there. I've had my arms looking horrible. I'd be going in my toes, like in between my toes, trying to find veins. And towards the end, I was actually going in my neck, but you have to hold your breath. I remember 2 different occasions. I'd be holding my breath to make my vein pop out, stick the needle in, but then pass out because I was holding my breath. And I wake up and I think I'm high. I think, wow, that was some good stuff. Didn't even shoot the needle in. It was just because the air not getting in my brain. I passed out.
Shit. Start doing that from now on. It's cheaper.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn.
Yeah, that could be some other kind of brain damage, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's a miracle. Like we were talking about before we got on here. A lot of, when people have higher powers, people believe in God, whatever. I myself, I believe in God. I thank Him, and my mother's prayers for multiple years. That brought me through all this. But I mean, it's a miracle, like for people like me, you, just for anybody out there that's using it. It's a miracle that we made it through it, and that we're here to tell our story. And I think that's like why I asked you and why I even started this podcast. So like I told you earlier, we can get everybody different stories out there so people can relate and just spread the word, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you told me I'm working on 15 months now. And if you'd have told me a couple years ago or any time in my last 32 years of addiction that I'd be up here doing a podcast about sobriety and hope and survival and this, I'd have never believed it. So if there's anybody out there right now, if there's anybody out there watching this podcast, if you got a needle hanging out of your arm, a straw up, whatever your deal is, man, take a look at us cats. Life is good right now. Life is so good right now. Man, I got more money than I've ever had. Got a job. I've got a girl. She's like maybe a month, 30 days, I think. She had a little slip up yet, but she's like 30 days behind me. So we're both in the same, we're both on the same train. If you're out there, I mean, if you're out there homeless, you're shooting, it doesn't matter what your deal is. Look at us too. There's hope for everybody out there, man, because we're the living proof.
Yeah, that's why I said yes to coming on here. Like, if I can help anyone, if I can help one person, and if my story can show them, then definitely. Because just like you, I didn't honestly. I was dead. Like in my mind, I was gonna die on the street. I already came to terms with it, Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't. And if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah, right on.
If I can help, that's what I definitely want. So.
Right on. Right on, brother. Right on. Well, is there anybody out there that you'd like to? Before we wrap it up, is there anybody out there you'd like to give a shout out to, say hi to, anything like that? You got anything special you'd like to say about or to anything or anybody?
Just my family, my mom, My mom, she's awesome. She's a big part of my recovery. So yeah.
Nice.
And anybody, anybody on the streets, any of my old buddies that maybe are watching this, I'm here. I don't know. I really don't know what.
Right on. Right on. Right on.
Uh,
All right. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And congrats again on the sober time that you've got. It's a major accomplishment.
Thank you.
You've got me. You got some contact info. Thank you. You got my messenger. You got some info here. If I can ever help you out, be an encouragement, whatever you need, man, feel free to reach out, man. You got me here. So you got me as a friend now, asshole. You're stuck with me.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. All right. Well, with that, I guess that's a wrap. We'll go ahead and end this. And all right, but yeah, make sure you hang around the studio here afterwards, and got a couple things to do. But all right, and that's a wrap. That is a wrap. I hope everybody out there is safe. You stay sober. You have a good day. If you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, I got plenty of links around here on the website, YouTube, whatever. Hit me up, and we'll get you on here to tell your story. And hopefully you'll be able to help somebody else out here and just share a little light. So we appreciate you, and be well.
Came up clean from the dust, from the bruise. I am here. Living proof. Living proof.